about the lawsuit that got filed. It says Wells Fargo, Ms. Jacobs has said in interviews, New York Times, saw the black community as fertile ground for subprime mortgages as working class blacks were hungry to be part of the nation's homegrowing mania. Loan officer, she said, in an affidavit, stated that employees referred to blacks as mud people and to subprime lending as ghetto loans.
Take that, racism. The sheer power of woke capital has gone out there and put a mud hole in racism. No, actually they haven't, because this is exactly what racism is. Oh, you don't understand, right? You don't understand. Racism doesn't mean what it used to mean, just like the term vaccine and herd immunity and functioning economy. But no, you don't understand. Black and brown people, they can't be racist towards white people because black and brown people don't have any institutional power. Oh no, here you go. But look right here. Wells Fargo, when it's not too busy pissing on other people on airplanes, which is weird, or when it's not too busy calling black and brown people mud people, again, that's Wells Fargo executives, not me. They're over here telling everybody, we're going to stop giving out mortgages to white people. Wow, that seems racism. If I need to look around at who's got institutional power at this point, I would have to say it's clearly not white people. When you are the only skin color that these, again, this is a gigantic corporation. It's one of the largest financial institutions, and they're just openly, flagrantly saying, fuck you, whitey. I don't think white people got the power. I don't think your average cracker out there has institutional power when you're the only skin color that you are legally allowed to discriminate against openly. I mean, just completely pissing on the Civil Rights Act. Just an affront to reality over here. From the group of people who are telling you that racism's super duper bad, but then they also cheer on and want Wells Fargo to not give mortgages to white people, you're just in clown world. All right? Can't stop here. It's backcountry. The side of clown world. Anyway, New York Post, Wells Fargo cutting back on mortgages. Will focus on lending to minorities. That's a whole lot of words for we're not going to give mortgages to white people. That's what the headline should be. Wells Fargo won't give mortgages to white. They ain't cutting shit back. They're not cutting anything back. If you're black, if you're brown, you're going to be able to get a loan. Hey, tell them you're gay. If you're a white dude, go in there and go, I'm fucking gay. I'm hella gay. Give me a loan. Or it's racism. And see if that'll work. Right? It might, who knows, because they're saying minorities. So black people, brown people, gay people, trans people, everybody but white people, right? Don't go in there being white. That sounds illegal. You would imagine a gigantic financial institution like this would probably try not to do illegal stuff. Oh wait, it's a bank. All they do is illegal shit, Abe. Wells Fargo, once the number one player in the lending out mortgages, announced that it was going to take a step back from the previous goal of reaching as many Americans as possible. Now, if you're a filthy white American, no, then they don't want anything to do with you. Instead, it will now focus on home loans for existing bank and wealth management customers and borrowers in minority communities. Oh, so if I'm a white person, I move to Compton, will you give me a loan? Don't fall for it. No, shit, no. They don't give a fuck, no. You could be a gay white dude in Compton. They still ain't going to give you a loan. This is crazy. Financial services company highlighted his plan to leave the, quote, correspondent business with plans to reduce the size of its servicing portfolio. The bank will now focus its home lending and businesses to, quote, individuals and families in minority communities. So they want to reduce the size of their servicing portfolio, but just to white people. Just to white people. Again, in your face racism. Quote, we're making the decision to continue to reduce risk in the mortgage business by reducing its size and narrowing its focus. Okay, so now we're into a very weird situation. They're telling you, yeah, them white motherfuckers, they don't ever pay off their loans. The white people, typically known for not paying back their loans. So we're going to focus on minority communities. Okay, this is going to be very financially interesting. What I'm surmising from this is the federal government, and they did this in 2008, so it would only be continuing the same practice, if you're a financial institution and you lend to somebody who's black or they're brown, the government's just going to back that loan apparently. Because again, to fight racism. And so the financial institution over here is sitting there going, oh, okay, here's what we'll do. We'll just only loan to black and brown people because then it's a federal backed loan at this point. That's the only thing that makes sense. So it's way worse than what it even looks like over here. So it's not necessarily, well, I mean, Wells Fargo's discriminating against white people, but the reason why they're discriminating against white people is because the federal government's discriminating against white people. It's a clusterfuck of go fuck yourself whitey going on over here. Gigantic financial institute. This place is legally allowed to print money, and they still fuck this up somehow. A corporation that's legally allowed to print money is worried about lending out money to white people because the federal government has gotten involved in the federal government and says, well, listen, loan money out to black and brown and gay people, and if they default, it's totally fine because we'll use taxpayer money to back it up, and you won't lose any money. So now they're just sitting there, they're just going to game the system, right? They're like, what the fuck would you loan to a white person for? It's free money. It's more free money. This is another way of this company over here, this corporation, printing more money, and it's insane. So there you go. There's the flaming racists are all cheering this, by the way. Oh, this is great. This is great. They'll blow against racism. This is still racism, idiots. If it was wrong in the 60s to discriminate against a family because of their skin color, if Wells Fargo in the 60s was like, no, we don't even want to look at your finances because you're black, that's horrible. That's horrible. Well, you're doing the same thing now, though, but it's just a different skin color because you're still fucking racist. Racism's never going to go away. Racism is power, and these people don't want to get rid of racism. They want to use it. They don't want to. They don't want to. You're never getting rid of racism. These people, they want to take it and use it as a weapon. And here you go. Here's another situation. So financial institutions are going to be able to legally be allowed to discriminate against white people. And again, it's the government too doing it. It's all of these players doing it. So I don't know. I'm not giving out financial advice. But boy, gold looking real good. Gold looking real good. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Support your channel. If you want to be kept up to date with these criminals over here, hit that subscribe button and make way. Because the salt must flow.